So I've been hearing a lot of chirping, a lot of chirping from the Colin Cowturds, from the Mark Maddens, from pretty much every other fan base in the AFC North, talking about how the Pittsburgh Steelers do not have a franchise quarterback. Kenny Pickett will never be an elite quarterback. Kenny Pickett will never be able to compete with the likes of Joe Burrow, with the likes of Lamar. I choke in the playoffs and can't even get through a full season. Jackson. Lamar, I've never even thrown for over 4,000 yards in a season. Jackson. Josh Allen will never be able to compete with the likes of Josh Allen. Tua Tagliavea, blah, blah, blah. But lo and behold, Kenny Pickett is looking like a pro in the game. Kenny Pickett is looking like he's like a veteran, a 5-year vet in this league, just dropping back. And the title of this video, let's just get with the title of the video, because what is the best stat line, at least in my opinion, for this preseason for Kenny Pickett? Like I said, he's looking like a pro in the game at it. But that's not the best stat. We're not going to talk about Kenny just dropping back in the pocket 1, 2, 3 and just delivering on time, on rhythm, fucking dimes, bro. On dimes, hitting receivers right in their motherfucking numbers, just right on point, right on stride. Fuck all that. Fuck him dropping back, putting balls in the windows, right where his receiver can get him. Pat Freiermuth, right in the numbers, right in between the windows. Fuck all that. Fuck all his yards. And let's not even talk about his perfect passer rating throughout the entire season, because everybody's talking about the perfect passer rating throughout the preseason. 3 games Kenny Pickett's got. Let's not talk about the offensive line that's just splitting and making holes like Moses was splitting the Red Sea for Najee Harris to run through. Let's not talk about Jaylen Warren just bending his head over and just driving and pounding and fighting for yards in the preseason. You better believe he's going to do that in the regular season. Same with Najee Harris. Let's not talk about Anthony McFarland coming up with big splash plays this preseason. Let's talk about the interceptions. 0 interceptions. 0 interceptions for a second-year quarterback. And that, at the end of the day, is what wins and what loses games. Turnovers. So is Kenny going to have a perfect passer rating throughout the entire NFL season? No. Is he going to make some mistakes here and there? Probably. But the way he's playing, he is a very intelligent X's and O's quarterback. Yeah, I could tell you, I'll say this right now. People might think I'm crazy, but at the end of the day, bro, no lie, dude. The Kenny Pickett, can you hear me, Christina? I don't know if my mic's working. All right. But at the end of the day, Kenny Pickett already at this juncture in his career is already a better X's and O's quarterback than Ben Roethlisberger. This isn't saying Kenny Pickett's a better quarterback than Ben Roethlisberger. Ben Roethlisberger was 6'4", 250 pounds, was the best, probably improvisational quarterback that's ever played the game. When the play would break down, it was just backyard football. That's what we've witnessed with the Pittsburgh Steelers literally for the past, 10, 15 years under Ben Roethlisberger for the most part, is backyard, play breaks down, off rhythm, off time. Ben just makes sensational, crazy plays that you probably never will see a quarterback do again in NFL history like Ben Roethlisberger did. Like, just the shit he would do is just, you can't duplicate fucking a big-ass 6'5" quarterback just taking a 260, 300-pound lineman, just throwing him out. You just don't teach that shit. But Kenny is in the film room. They said he went back and watched film on all 144 of his incompletions last year. He looked at film every single one of his incompletions. So Kenny is in the room. Kenny's in the film room. He is breaking down the plays, and that's really what you want from the quarterback position, is the X's and O's, a guy that's able to read and decipher defenses, like basically your coach on the field for the offense, your play caller. And this dude is just an intelligent quarterback. He makes intelligent throws. And even the big throws he was making downfield, like the throw he made to Pickens. Pickens was in single coverage, so that's just a low risk, high reward shot down the field. And Pickens, He's going to come up with that ball. That boy's a dog. That boy's a beast. That boy's able to go up and get the ball, and his hands are ridiculous for a receiver that size. Like, Pickens just be making these spectacular catches. Like, you another one. Like, last year, he had that one against Cleveland. This year in the preseason, all last year and throughout his whole career in training camp, he's making these just crazy, insane catches. So he's got size, he's got hands, he's got athleticism, and he's got a smart quarterback who's not forcing the ball. That was one of Ben's biggest problems, was he forced the ball. It's like me saying Ben was not an X's O quarterback. That like that the when the play breaks down, it's not like it's designed for that to happen. A play like this is what Kenny did. You're designed to get the ball. You realistically, a quarterback only has like 3.5, 4 seconds in the pocket, 5 seconds max. They say that's usually how long it takes for a pass rusher from the snap to get to the quarterback, 4 to 5 seconds. So that's all you really got. So as a quarterback, you want to be on time. You want to be on rhythm. You got to go 1, 2, 3 in your drop, bow. 1, 2, 3 in your drop. Maybe go through your step, your progression, bow, 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 bow. Just boom, out on time, on money, on rhythm. That's the what I'm seeing out of this offense. On time, on rhythm. And when this shit starts clicking and this offensive line keeps playing the way it's playing, and Najee's setting up Kenny Pickett for 2nd and 5s, 2nd and 3s, 2nd and 4s, it's just Kenny's going to feast all day because he's not going out there forcing the ball and making high IQ plays and not putting up high risk throws. And like the Super Bowl throw Ben made, probably one of the greatest Super Bowl fucking throws you'll ever see in NFL history when he split triple coverage. But at the end of the day, any coach in the world is going to tell you not to throw that ball where he threw that ball. There had to have been a better option, or there was 3 guys on 1 guy. So there's somebody that was wide open and he just split that coverage. Like, a coach would flip out and tell you not to throw that ball. That is not a good X's and O throws. That's just Ben Roethlisberger being a fucking alpha, being a 6'6", 6'5", 250-pound motherfucker that says, I got the big dick dong and I'm going to fucking split this shit through that window and there ain't shit you going to do about it. The Ben had things and intangibles that you couldn't teach. And that was his biggest problem in his career, is because Ben never really put in no work in the offseason. And Ben really was not an X's and O's quarterback and did whatever he wants. Kenny's willing to take criticism. Kenny's willing to work with the coaches. Kenny's putting in the time in the film room. And Kenny put on, what, like 15, 20 pounds in the offseason? So Kenny is a better way, especially the last 4, 5, 6 years of Ben Roethlisberger's career. Kenny Pickett's way more agile, way more mobile, and nobody's talking about the fact that he can still run the ball. He ran for like 250 yards last year, and he played, 11 games, 9 games. I could see Kenny Pickett rushing for 3, 4, maybe 500 yards this season. That's a very underrated aspect of Kenny Pickett's game, is his legs and his mobility. He doesn't use it. It's not like he's looking to run first like a Lamar Jackson, like maybe Kyler Murray doesn't look to run first, but if his first, maybe second option isn't there, Kyler Murray, he's running. Murray's running, Lamar's running, Tua's probably running. These quarterbacks can't go through their progressions like Kenny Pickett can go through his progressions and read defense, and he's just making smart, low risk, high reward throws, or just taking what the defense gives him. And he's got this run game. This team is going to do big things this year, and the defense is just ridiculous, bro. The depth on the defense and at the inside linebacker position and the outside linebacker position is insane, bro. And the defensive line is insane, bro. We have so much depth, bro. At the linebacker position, we have the best linebacking core in the NFL, hands down, bar none. I don't give what nobody, especially with Herbig. Oh, what is he, a 4th round, 5th round pick coming in here leading the preseason? He's one of the highest graded preseason players this preseason. Herbig, he was a 4th round pick. He's basically just a guy that's in there to back up TJ Watt. He's like the 4th will. And he had 2.5, 3 sacks this preseason and just wreaking havoc in the backfield. Out of a 4th round pick, we're getting Benton was another rookie, getting a lot of production out of him this preseason. Herbig, the only person we're really Joey Porter Jr. had an interception this preseason. Like all our rookies and all these young players that need to be stepping up and making moves and getting production in the preseason, we're getting production out of every player we need and every position we need. The Steelers could not have had a better preseason. I know the preseason doesn't count for much, but at the end of the day, this is still NFL games. This is still people competing for jobs and a meal ticket, bro. They're competing for a motherfucking meal ticket. Just because the games don't count, there are boys out there competing for a goddamn meal ticket. And we put up big, big numbers and big, big plays. This whole entire preseason, you gotta love what what you're seeing out of everybody. We're not even seeing really Minka Fitzpatrick in there. We're not seeing T.J. Watt in there. We're not seeing the main guys in there. We're just seeing these like Quan Alexander. He's basically the third inside linebacker on the depth chart, and he was making fucking plays all preseason, just smacking boys, hitting boys, just saying. I deserve to be on a roster. I used to be an elite inside linebacker in this league, and now I'm with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going to show the world why I am a top inside linebacker in the league. We got Landon Roberts, and we got Cole Holcomb. Them are 200 tackle inside linebackers right there. Boom. And then we have 2 double-digit sack guys starting at the linebacker position and Golden. And you got a quarterback with this top 5 elite defense who is not going to go in there and turn the ball over. And Kenny, that's all really Kenny needs to do. The way this offensive line's playing, the way this run game's starting to look like a top 10 rushing. This is like a top 10 rushing team in the league right now. We were top 12, top 15 last year. So with the additions to the offensive line, Najee in his 4th year, Jaylen Warren in his 2nd year, Anthony McFarland coming on in his 4th year, we got a deep, deep running back room too. We do it all. Warren's can block. He's a good blocker. He can pass a little bit. He's got a little bit of speed. He's got a little bit of power. Najee's the boom. And then you got Anthony McFarland coming in as a 3rd string back running a 4.40, a 4.40. And Calvin Austin, too. I didn't even bring him up. Calvin Austin making big plays in the return game because we signed Gunnar Olszewski last year to be a return man because we thought he would be able to add some explosiveness to the return game and the special teams game for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He hasn't been doing shit. Calvin Austin, big plays on offense, big plays on special teams. So he's not only coming up in the special teams game with his 4.3 speed, he's coming up on offense, big plays down the field, and he's looking good too. So there's another deep threat, take it to the house anytime on the field type of receiver who's essentially going to be the 4th string receiver on this team, maybe 5th string receiver on this team behind Deontay, who one of the best receivers in the league, George Pickens, who's on the come up to be one of the best receivers in the league, and a solid veteran in the slot who was a 1,000-yard receiver, Allen Robinson, and Pat Freiermuth, who is a top 10 tight end in the league. And then we drafted Washington, who's just a great complement to that great receiving tight end in Pat Freiermuth. He's a big 6'7". He's like basically an extra offensive tackle out there at the tight end position who's going to be a mismatched nightmare, especially in the red zone against safeties and smaller linebackers and inside linebackers that ain't as tall as him. He's basically, he'll just box it out, Antonio Gates style, just easy, especially in the red zone. So you gotta love what you're seeing out of this team. And that's the biggest and best stat to me, honestly, all preseason long. Obviously, you're talking about the perfect passer rating and everything else, but you got a 2nd-year quarterback who's not making bonehead throws, making the safe and the smart decision time and time again with this defense and this run game and this soft-ass fucking schedule, soft as fucking pamper, bro. Pampered toilet paper. Soft is just smooth ass, just beautiful booty cheeks that you spank on, and they just spank them beautiful booty. That's how soft this schedule is, bro. All right. And I don't give a fuck. The 49ers, they think they're coming in here with Mr. Irrelevant, Mr. 7th round pick, come up to Pittsburgh, and they think he's going to do anything against this defense. They got another thing coming. I don't care what nobody says. Defense still wins championships. At the end of the day, you got to play defense. Mahomes is the one exception. Mahomes is the one exception. Okay, whoop-de-doo, la-di-da-di. You look at the past 20 years, 15, 16 out of the last 20 years, all teams basically defensive teams, bro. Defense wins championships, and defense is going to win week 1 for the Pittsburgh Steelers, bro. And Kenny, the 49ers got a great defense too, but it's in our house. Kenny's just got to go in there and not turn the ball over. And I feel with Purdy, the way he plays, he's going to get pressure on him. He's going to be running around. He's going to be scrambling. He ain't going to know where to go with the ball, and we're going to be sacking him. TJ's going to be forcing fumbles, and he's going to throw up a bad throw. Kenny was drafted before him. He's a 7th-round pick. He really has no business being a starter in the NFL. It was a fluke that Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance got hurt last year, that he was even in the game to have that opportunity. He made the most of that opportunity. You can't take that away from him, but he does not have the talent, and he does not have the pedigree of Kenny Pickett, and I say our defense is right there with the 49ers. So the Steelers defense is going to force turnovers. They're going to get after it, and we're going to win that fucking game because Kenny ain't going to have to do much other than turn around and he'll be set up for easy points all game long with this defense. So book it down, mark it down. Steelers and 2.5. Shit, I'll take the Steelers straight up, bro, on the money line because San Francisco is not coming to Pittsburgh and beating us. We're going to push their shit in just like they fucking like it. All those 49er fans love it. They love getting their shit pushed in, and that's exactly what's going to happen when those clowns come to Pittsburgh and Brock Purdy wants to go up against one of the best defenses in the league. He's going to eat dirt, and we're going to win that motherfucking game. And then Cleveland's going to come to town, and then Deshaun Me Too Watson, he's going to be eating that shit too. So here we go, Steelers. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it, baby. Kenny Pickett. Big dick Kenny Pickett, baby. He's ready to go. So make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, the notification bell. The Steelers, we back on top. We don't rebuild. We just reload, baby. Another winning season in the books for Mike Tomlin. Incoming. Here we go. Steelers, baby. Let's go.